guys. I'm joined today with the champ, Juan Archuleta. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, dude.
We appreciate you giving us the opportunity to have you on the show.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it as well.
Okay, so let's get into it. So I know outside of Bellator, you've competed from 135 all the way up to 165, winning belts in many different weight divisions. But you're competing mostly at featherweight and bantamweight in Bellator, with your recent bouts at bantamweight. How is the weight cut to 135 versus 145, and where do you feel better competing at?
Yeah, for both, it's pretty much the same. We just make sure, we lift the proper weights and, intake the right amount of calories per weight class. So either I'm a little more hungry when I cut down to 135, or, I just bulk up a little bit for 145, or if I fight at 155, I bulk up a little more. So, yeah, so we make sure no matter what weight class we fight at, we're pound for pound the strongest.
It's pretty cool that you can move through the weight classes, though, because that way you can kind of take the best fight available, not just have to take whoever's available at that weight class.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's the whole reason on doing it, is because I want to fight the best of the best. When I was coming through King of the Cage, like every time I try to fight someone, they were like, oh, no, So I was like, well, if I go up in a weight class, maybe that person will want to fight me. And so that's what we did, and we were successful doing it.
That's awesome, man. So I'm hearing rumors that Sergio Pettis is probably next to challenge you for the title. Is that true? And if so, how do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, well, after Horiguchi won as well, we were waiting to see if he was going to win, because I feel like he's a proper heir to the throne. I mean, he did the right thing on relinquishing his title when he got hurt, and it was like something admirable for him to do, and not hold up a division, and letting other people fight for it. So, I definitely had my eyes set on Sergio, but with Horiguchi winning and him wanting to fight me, I mean, it makes a lot more sense to fight Horiguchi for me.
Right. So that brings me to my next question about Horiguchi as well. Do you see that fight playing out in 2021? Like, what's the likelihood we see you and Horiguchi in the ring or the cage together?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even get touched, honestly, in this fight. He went in there and decimated Asakura, which I didn't think he was going to. But with him doing that, I mean, it just shows his worth and how good of a martial artist he is, and being able to make adjustments. So I think it's like the perfect fight and the perfect timing for it. We're both coming off some big victories, and what better way to fight than fight a champ versus champ? I mean, even if someone had the belt other than me, I would see them fighting Horiguchi rather than me if I was a number one contender, just because it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like in boxing, you have all these belts, you want to see them unified.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's what's awesome about Scott Coker and Saki Abara, is they want to unify divisions. They want to put their top dog against their top dog and watch it play out, and literally fight to see who's the best.
Right. So would you prefer the fight to be in the ring or the cage?
I mean, I would love to go out to Japan, especially right now with them still being able to have fans and the crowd. And like, for us, it's just like going in there. There's no one around. Japan's pretty much the Broadway show of, like, fighters for us. It's like going out there where MMA originated at, and learning their culture. I always have fun going out and exploring new countries, and find the martial arts behind their country, and diving deep inside it and finding out their true culture.
Right. So how do you think preparing for a fight in the ring would change your training camp instead of fighting in the Bellator cage? And also, because I know they have a 10-minute round as well, that would also have to be game planned as well, I would assume.
Yeah, I was looking. I know for the Asakura fight, they had 3 5-minute rounds, which kind of didn't make sense to me, and I, especially for a title fight. I know for a title fight, I would like those 5 rounds. I would like a 10-minute round, just because there's so much different strategy going into it. When you got 3 5s, I feel like by the time the second round hits, you're barely catching your groove, or the fill out period's over, and now we only have 1 round to go showcase the best martial arts we have. I don't think it's honorable to do that. I think it's better to do 25 minutes and see who's the best martial artist, really.
Definitely. That, like, there's a reason that title fights are 5 rounds. It's to separate the men from the boys, so to say.
Yeah. And kind of like it's crazy about Bellator too. On their main events, they don't do five round minute fights. You know, they just do 3 5s, which is hard because you don't really know who's ready for a title fight. You know, you got some of the guys in the main event and they're 3 5 minute rounds. It's like, well, you know, it doesn't really get to showcase if they're ready for title fights, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. I saw you made a post on Instagram yesterday, and you were asking for 5 minute, sorry, the 5 minute rounds, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it just shows a pure, and you know, there's so much more to martial arts than just technique. It's cardio, discipline, you know, being able to make adjustments in your game plan. You know, when things are going your way, the first 3 rounds, and you start gassing out the last two in championship rounds. There's a reason why they call them championship rounds because, you know, you really get to see what the person has, you know, and a 25-minute fight, there's nothing like it. I love going 25 minutes because you really get to know that person in there and you really get to find yourself and know how much you have, you know. And that's always been, that's why I did martial arts, is because I want to know what I have. I want to know my capability of going in there and fighting, you know, and against another man too. It's like when you break, and if you break when you're in there, shit, you're gonna get throttled, you know. And if you're not ready mentally, physically, and emotionally, then you know you're gonna get seriously hurt.
Right, and like you, TJ, Cub, all those guys from your gym, you're all well known to be 5 round fighters. You really don't get tired.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way we train, you know, we train smart, we train hard, and then you know, we recover as well. We all owe that to our coach Sam Calavita, you know, who's just the mastermind behind a lot of our training and how to body hack and know the body on, okay, these days we push, these days we give it all we have, and these days we recover the best we can, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I got 2 more questions, and we'll get you out of here.
No worries.
What do you think about MMA fans and MMA outlets not giving respect to fighters outside of the UFC? For example, I was on a pretty prominent MMA website, and they had you ranked at 32nd in the world, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I feel like they should just keep the hype to the people that want the hype, you know. Meanwhile, I'll keep doing what I need to do. I'm not in it for the hype. I'm in it to support my family. I'm in it to win championships, and that's what I continue to do and have success doing. And that way, when they look back at my career, they're gonna be like, "Hold on, this guy, he came through every division and literally won a belt in every organization he fought for. He fought in multiple divisions every time he was in a promotion." And that's what I'm going to be known for. All these other guys are just going to be known for their hype, their flash, their splash in the pan, you know, the quick flame, and how fast it burnt out. You know, I've been doing it now for 6 years, and I have a lot more accolades than people that've been doing it for, you know, 15 to 20 years.
Hmm. Okay, so last question I got for you: when you're training with Cub, oh, you still there?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I had a call come in and I had to cancel it. Okay, there we go.
When you're training with TJ and Cub, and you're training with all these monsters and legends, do you ever find that training is harder than the actual fight itself?
Yeah, and that's why I go out and find these type of training partners. You know, I want to put myself, like, from the beginning. I was training with Alpha Male, Cub Swanson, New Mexico. I was literally a nomad, just going out finding the best training partners possible, because that makes it more realistic. You know, you got other guys that just train with their buddies and they get their mind full of like false hope. You know, and it's just like they go in there thinking they're unstoppable. I'm in here training with the best in the world day in and day out, and they put me in check, as well as sometimes I put them in check. And you know, and it keeps you humble, it keeps you positive, and it keeps you realizing that there's more to MMA that you got to discover. And that's why I'm so thankful for the team and the surroundings that I have on training partners.
Right, iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah, exactly. It goes back to that old saying, because the more we pour into each other and bring the best out of each other, I mean, all of us are super competitive. Aaron Pico, myself, TJ Dillashaw, Cub Swanson. I mean, we all put each other through the gauntlet all the time. We had Georgie Karakanya. I mean, our room is full of guys that are, you know, savages. And then we go and spar in Indio at Joel Diaz's gym. And you got some of the best guys in the world in boxing that just put it on us sometimes. And we go home just frustrated, flustered, and knowing that we have to get better, or So it's always constantly evolving, being around the young talent. That way you never grow stagnant.
Right, but those gym battles, they stay in the gym though. You don't bring that out to the media, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We get to watch pay-per-view every day in the gym, So for us, it's just like we don't care. We're just like, and that's the best thing about our squad. No one's ego-driven. Like, yeah, TJ got the best out of me today or this whole week. Like, hopefully that's gonna make me want to turn it around this coming next week. I started slowly closing the gap, and then maybe I didn't have another good week, and then it's like more motivation to keep going. So, as far as like the ego trip, I don't see it in any of our workout partners because we're constantly growing together. Sometimes I get submitted, sometimes I submit people, sometimes no one gets the submission. Sometimes we get our ass beat on our feet, and we're looking for a takedown, we can't get it. We just keep getting throttled. It's like, oh well, you got to keep chipping away, and that's what makes us being able to adjust in the fight and make real time adjustments, and that's why we've been so successful.
Right. All right, champ. Well, we appreciate your time, man. Looking forward to seeing what you do come 2021, and we hopefully brings you another title, man.
Oh yeah, it's going to. We're going to be right there. I'm going to keep pushing for the Horiguchi fight, and hopefully in Japan by March sometime we'll be flying out there. Hopefully some news gets dropped soon, so we'll see.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, thanks, dude. Have a good one.